Welcome back to the Stadium of Light. It's a very happy, festive Stadium of Light here. Sunderland have won by 5-0 once again. Third time this season we've won 5-0.
5-0 here, yeah, and you've got to make it a fortress, and that's what we're doing now, aren't we? Yeah, we've had that wobble going back a few weeks. A lot of doubt creeping in, expectancy at this level for a club like this, but we've turned the corner, hopefully. As I say, it's still a long way to go.
Yeah.
But yeah, what a job that was this evening.
Look what that result does to EFL League One. Let's have a look at this. Sunderland fans around the world enjoy this. Sunderland are going into 2022, top of the pile, played 24, and the goal difference is getting better every time as well. And on 49 points. There we go, Danny.
Well, it is, and it's back in our hands as well, isn't it? Yeah, Wigan have got games in hand, but obviously still got to play Rotherham, still got to play Wigan. Looking ahead, that is, of course. But yeah, you're going into the new year. The lads get back in the changing rooms now, and then you're looking at that table, and confidence is sky high again. You know, you could see it there in that second half performance, just the swagger on the ball. They were dead out there on their feet. Sheffield Wednesday, they didn't know what to do. They didn't really change anything at half-time. We came back out and just got right back on it. And as I said there, I think 5-0 actually flattered Sheffield Wednesday, to be honest.
Yeah, they looked really disheartened, didn't they, particularly in the last 20 minutes or so. They almost like they just give up almost, didn't they?
Walking pace, really, and we were just getting in time and time again. The back three were narrow, space on the far side, Diaku.
You said it could have gone either way without them playing for 3 weeks.
Yeah, it does, yeah. And you know, we talk about it, even when you're injured as a player, you know, you can do all the work with the physio, a lot of running, you're out there doing the extra stuff, but nothing compares to game time. Real game as well, even reserve football is not the same as first team football. And they come up here tonight and you're saying, are they going to be at it, Sheffield Wednesday? You know, it's almost 3 weeks since they had their last game, and I think it caught up with them. They looked leggy. We just passed them to death, really, didn't we? Second half, and no, a solid performance. And
to say the least.
No, I was just thinking, you know, Plymouth, we thought that was the best 45, and then there's other games since then where we think that was our best performance and that, but we keep saying it, which is a good thing, and we can't pick a man of the match.
Yeah, and the standard of the opposition as well. They've only lost 3 games in the league all season.
Yeah,
they've got a lot of quality in there. I mean, Barry Bannon is, you know, you can tell he's got quality
player,
there. They've got internationals throughout their side as well, haven't they?
Yeah,
Sheffield.
they have.
They were a good side, and we
made them look very average. Yeah, you know, you look at Doncaster on Monday, they're bottom of the league, and it looked like a cup match that on Monday, watching it at home, and I'm thinking, you're watching it, if you didn't know the teams, you'd think it was an FA Cup tie, maybe a Championship team against the League 1, League 2 side. Coming here tonight, Sheffield Wednesday 8th, you know, they're a few points off us, but as you mentioned there, they've been difficult to beat, don't concede many goals.
Nope.
Third best defence before tonight. I'm not sure where that leaves them, but shipping 5 up here. And we made them look very, very ordinary.
Well, let's have a look through the action then now, where we can discuss what we're seeing in the pictures. And it was a great start. Well, actually, to be honest, Sheffield Wednesday came out the box.
Yeah, just having a chat off camera there. They actually started better than us, I felt, in that first 10 minutes. And this was almost, say, against the run of play. It was our first real attack, wasn't it? And Diaku slots it into Ross. Ross playing on the shoulder. One of their lads steps up. Maybe the lad in the middle, Palmer's a little bit deeper, and they say the linesman's got a better look at it than what we have. We're looking across the angle, aren't we, to be fair? You see him there, flags down, he's onside. Peacock Farrell, no man's land really, isn't he? And Ross, just that composure, just slots it past him. Nice left foot finish, gets us on our way. But this was the theme, and they never really dropped that. I go back to Cheltenham earlier in the season when we put 5 past them. That could have been 9 or 10 that evening, and they never adapted and dropped. I just think if I'm in the back line there for Sheffield Wednesday, I'm saying, lads, just drop 10 yards. I'm sick of them chucking balls in behind us. Ross Stewart's getting in time and time again.
It's Barry Bannon who runs from midfield.
Yeah, running past his back 3, to make the tackle. And then this was their only real chance, wasn't it? It's a half chance, really. Hunt coming in on his left foot. He's still got work to do. You know, can he pass it into the corner? But Hoffman, he's right behind it, and it's a good save. Here's the second goal now. Throw in for them. Goes back to Hunt, tries to thread it.
It's all about Pritchard.
Pritchard reads it, driving it there, back 3. Waiting for support, and then just look at Ross Stewart now, puts the burners on, rolls it into his path, and I think that's the goal of the night for me. I think it's a lovely finish. He just caresses it, doesn't he? Just strokes it into that far corner, you know, goes the other way, past Peacock Farrell, and he takes it early. I think that's the key in that one. You see, the keeper doesn't get himself set. By the time he's going to his left, Peacock Farrell, and then Ross passes it the other corner. Can't get down to it.
It's Callum Doyle who gets headed for the third, with help from Tom Flanagan.
Well, it is nice to see the centre-half chipping in, and it's centre-half's union, isn't it? One centre-half to the other. Flanagan does well, out jumps his man Palmer at the far post, nods it across, and there's Doyle. How do you want your first one? 2 yards out, just cushions it in, and that gets us. And we could have had, you know, looking at this one, Embleton could have been 4, and we had a couple more corners where we could have got another one. And I was saying there, you know, Darren Moore's got a lot of work to do with them and then they come out second half and they didn't get going again, did they? Sheffield Wednesday didn't change their shape, and they just looked lost out there. This was one chance for the hat-trick, wasn't it? Lyndon Gooch does well there, that little step over, gets himself that half a yard, stands up, and then you're thinking, Ross, can you come powering in? And he does, but the keeper makes a good save.
Was this a penalty?
This is a penalty. We slow it down, look, he goes to go right, Lyndon, and then he chops him, and just keep an eye on Jack Hunt, just leaves the leg there for him. It's a clash of knees, they both go down, and for me that's a stonewall penalty. And you see, who's that there asking? Pritchard's asking Lyndon Gooch, goes sprinting after the ref, and he's livid. And there's the fourth one now, and we just kept getting in down that right-hand side. It's a lovely cushioned header, Bailey right, and then Ross is out of picture. We could see it there, and I'm saying he's just pulled down. Look at them at the back there. They're all over the show. They've got 3 centre halves.
Just noticed, Danny, it's the perfect hat trick.
Left foot, right foot.
Header.
It was, yeah, good call. And yeah, just looking at it, they've got 3 centre halves there. Not one of them, you know, they've got Ross in the box. He's the main man on a hat trick, and not one of them's touched tight with him. Look at him there, all over the show, Sheffield Wednesday. But from our point of view, there's Ross. And I did say, didn't I, maybe Lee Johnson will take him off now just in case he picks up a knock or anything, but left him on there, thankfully he never. And he wanted more, and he could have had more. He's just ghosting in there again. I think just that one there, by the time he gets to the ball, it's on top of the goalkeeper. He's only a yard away from him, and he's got the opportunity to smother it. And there's Embleton now, shot away again. And this is why I said 5-0's flattered him. We could have had, you know, 6, 7, 8 out there tonight. This is... Was it half chance for them, isn't it? Is it Corbino, wasn't it? Yeah, on his right foot there.
Stepping in. And then Benji Kimpioka came off the bench and gets a goal.
And I like this as well, because I'm thinking there, Diaku, can you get your head up early? Can you feed that ball in behind their back line? You know, they're running back towards their own goal. And he's got time to take a touch there. You know, Benji maybe could panic.
I thought it went too wide there.
Yeah.
He was going to stop with his left and have to go back on his right.
He does, but he shows a good bit of composure, to be fair to him, because, as you say, he could have been on the stretch, just, you know, tries to snatch at it with his left foot, but he doesn't. He takes a touch. See it back now. There now, he could have had a little stretch out there, tried to beat the keeper, but he doesn't. And then as he comes out, just pokes it through his legs, and he wraps up a great evening for Sunderland.
Yeah, the headlines this evening are Sunderland have thumped Sheffield Wednesday by 5 goals to 0.
Forgot about this one. Yeah, he had another opportunity, didn't he? Say his first touch is good. Defenders trying to get back at him. I think it was Brennan when he came on.
He's one from
this
Embleton.
One just pops out, comes to Embleton, gets the strike away. Yeah, I think it was a touch behind. He gave a goal kick, didn't he, the referee? But I think he got tips on it there. But that could easily have been 8 or 9 there. You know, from Sheffield Wednesday's point of view, big following up here tonight. They're livid going home at half time. They were getting the boos, weren't they? But from our point of view, you could hear the noise in here as well, especially at full time. Obviously, a lot of fans had got away to try and get away before the crowd's leaving. But the fans that were left in here as well, giving the lads a big send off and massive confidence now moving forward.
Yeah, unfortunately, we haven't got that game coming up either on the weekend now because of postponement due to COVID. It would have been nice to follow it straight up.
It would have been, yeah. You're saying in there, the lads will be looking forward to the next one now. You're looking 8 days, isn't it now? Little break to get ready for that one. But another big one coming up against Wickham, a team who you'd expect to be up there. But confidence will be massive in the boys now. Getting 1 or 2 back as well. You know, we've lost 1 or 2, haven't you? You said it before the game. It's that revolving door in the treatment room at the minute. But we've got a couple of left backs back. And obviously the transfer window opens in a day or 2, so interesting to see what happens.
Okay, then let's have a look at some of your thoughts now in hashtag Ask Danny here on SAFC Live. This one comes in from Ed. He says, which player has impressed you most in 2021?
Oh, it's a good question to single anybody out. I think if I'm going through the spine of the team, really, I'd go for Dan Neil, certainly. Young lad coming into it, his first real season. It's his club, isn't it? 19, you know, started the season at left back. Then he's gone back into his preferred position. He's got, 7 assists from midfield. Just love watching him out there. You know, I keep saying he's silky on the ball, isn't he? Just rolls players for fun. He seems to do it, and then, you know, I don't think opposition watch him, but time and time again, he takes the ball with his back to play, and he just rolls his man, doesn't he? So I'd say Dan's impressed me. Carl Winchester, playing at right back, you know, look full of energy this season. Going into midfield in recent weeks as well. Obviously, he's picked up a little niggle. Hopefully he can come back soon as well. He's impressed me going in there. Obviously Alex Pritchard in recent weeks, he's getting his fitness, he's getting some form. But then you look up top, you know, the hardest job in football is to put the ball in the back of the net, and you've got Ross Stewart, who's come out of the shadows of Charlie White from last season, had to bide his time to get the shirt as the main man up top. And he's took it. He's got the goals earlier in the season. He's gone a streak without scoring goals, but then he's got back to it with the penalty last week. and then he's got a couple of, a few again this evening.
So he's
top of the pile at this moment in time. Is it 14 or 15 he's got in the league? So yeah, it's hard for me to single one of them out, but they're sort of the main three. I would, you give credit to other lads. I said Flanagan tonight at the back. He said it there. Last season he struggled. This season I think he's been pretty consistent. Doyle coming in from Man City, a young lad. He stepped into the role. Looks like he's enjoying himself. So there's a lot of positives. But my main three would be Dan Neil, Carl Winchester, and then Ross Stewart up top, I'd say.
Thanks, Danny. Let's have a look at the next one here on hashtag Ask Danny. This one is from Alex. He says, do you think Sunderland need to strengthen in January? And if so, what positions? And who would you love to see play at the Sol for the boys? We discussed this in the pre-game programme. We discovered that you thought we maybe need some strength up top, which is pretty obvious, at right back, which is also pretty obvious. Where else? And is there anyone that comes to mind you wouldn't mind seeing us go for? Perhaps another League One player, or try and shop in the league above? With
possibly,
a
yeah. I was going to say that.
Months?
Yeah, come Championship lads if they're not getting a game, maybe, or because it's hard. I think in January as well. If you're gonna try and pluck someone from the Championship who's fit and ready to go into the team, then more than likely they've been playing.
Yep.
So if they're getting attraction from ourselves, they must have been doing well. So to prize them away from a Championship club, it's going to cost you a few quid, I think. But the scouting network we've got, can they see one or two gems in there who maybe some young lads who are looking for some game time? We've seen that already with some of the boys we've pulled in already this season. But certainly, yeah, right back. I think if Huggins was fit, I think he'd be looking to get that role out there. Bailey Wright, tonight I think right of a centre of the back three. But he's been playing out there when we've gone to a back four and he's been playing well.
Yep, he has.
But yeah, we need a natural right back, I think. Winchester's done a great job, but I like seeing him in the middle of the park. But now you've got Corey Evans back, so there's competition in the middle. I think we're okay at centre half. It's just up top that worries me really. We've lost Broadhead, who's been excellent. But if we lose Ross, if Ross is one bad tackle away from getting injured, that leaves us at this moment in time with Kim Pioka and Will Harris.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not saying they're bad players, but the expectancy which then drops on them, a couple of young lads who aren't proven at this level to go and try and fire us to promotion. So I'm sure the recruitment staff are looking at another striker now that Nathan Broadhead's more than likely going to be out for the remainder of the season. So right back and centre forward. I know people have talked about a bit of a powerhouse in the middle of the park as well, but I don't know. I think if we're on our game, if we're at it like we are tonight, we can outpass teams. I know there are going to be games where you do need a little bit of physicality in there, maybe, if it gets a bit tough. Have we got the personnel in there to look after that? Maybe not, so they could look at somebody in that role, to bring in. But I'm not in the recruitment team.
No, you're on the media team at the moment, aren't you? Right, okay, let's have another one then. This one is off Susanna. However, lads, lovely match to watch, really, on our game today. What's changed between when they beat us 3-0 and today? It's completely different sides, almost same personnel in a lot of spaces.
Yeah, same personnel really. I think going back to the game at Sheffield Wednesday, I know we had a lot of possession, so I think we had 68% that night, so a lot of the ball. And I think Lee Johnson mentioned it after the game. He said we were the better team between the two boxes. Now a lot of fans go, well, what's he on about by that? Meaning they defended better than us. Mm-hmm. And obviously they were more of a threat because they put the ball in the back. They didn't have many chances. I think they only had 4, maybe 5 chances maximum that night, and they scored 3. So they took their opportunities, whereas we didn't work the keeper well enough or more that night than what they did, and we certainly didn't defend. We were flaky that night. Every time the ball came in, it ended up in the back of the net. So I get what he was saying that night, whereas tonight, solid, limited them to very little when it came in. I said there, Flanagan, he was in the middle of the back three. He was in good positions. He was reading situations early, clearing balls when it came in there with Bailey Wright and Callum Doyle either side of him. And obviously, every time we went forward, we looked like we were going to score. We scored 5. We could have had 9 or 10. Embleton could have had a couple. Trying to think, Diaku got 1 or 2 shots away, didn't he? Kim Pioka could have had another one at the death. Ross Stewart could have had a 4th. So it's just confidence. Football, the 2 biggest words is momentum and confidence in football. You hear it a lot, on telly. When you lose a couple of games, it thinks, oh, what's happening here? Where's the next win coming from? The training ground goes a little bit quiet, and then all of a sudden you win a game. I think was it Ipswich, we beat them, didn't we? Was it 2-0 we beat Ipswich the week here when they came up here?
Yeah. And we didn't really play that well.
Didn't play well, but that gets you back on track, And then we go down there. We didn't play well down there, but we managed to grind the result out, and that's what you've got to do. When you're not playing well, don't get beat.
Yeah.
And when you are at it like we were tonight, like we were Monday at Doncaster, then you put teams to the sword, and that's what we do. We've the last 2 games aggregate of 8-0. Yeah. So confidence, I keep saying it, confidence in that changing room now is going to be sky high, and the lads are going to be looking forward to getting the boots back on to get back out on the pitch.
Okay, let's have another one then, please. This one is from SFC Fans View. Putting 4 and 5 on the likes of Morecambe and Cheltenham is one thing, but what sort of message does this result put out to the league going into 2022? And another point there, Billy Wright, unsung hero, playing out of position. He's been top draw.
Yeah, it's exactly that, isn't it? As you say there, your teams like Morecambe and Cheltenham, no disrespect to them, but we are expected to beat them. And we mentioned there at half-time, didn't we? I'm not sure if it was off air, but I said to you, the atmosphere from the crowd, can they get us going again second half? Let's not be flat, even though the game almost feels like it's won, but the crowd can get the lads going as if to say, we want more. Now, when we played Morecambe, we were out of sight and it was quite quiet in here. You know, we had a good crowd in, but it was almost like, right,
it was almost
that's the
expected
game.
As well,
Expected,
wasn't it?
It's exactly that. Now, you've got Sheffield Wednesday coming here, who've already done us 3-0 at their place, and we're 3-0 up at half-time. So come out second half and don't let it be flat. Don't just go through the motions, get back in front and keep the clean sheet, and we've done that. So, yeah, it's a great question. And it sends a message out to the other teams. You know, Wigan, obviously, they know we're the only team playing tonight. Rotherham up there, and they're open. Oh, can Sheffield Wednesday go up there and get a result? So they'll have seen that and gone, oh, what a result that is for Sunderland. So now we're sat up the top on the perch, and they've got to look at us. Yes, they've got games in hand, and Wigan have been...
We know how that works in previous seasons. Games in hand aren't given. We've been in this position. We've been in Wigan's position, Rotherham's position, many times over the last few seasons, looking up and thinking, well, we've got these games in hand.
Jack Ross's season, wasn't it? That was one we had a load of games in hand, and we couldn't get there.
No.
So, yeah. Do you have the points on the board? Yeah, we've only got 1 or 2 points, but you're there. And then it puts pressure on those teams. Now, they've got to go out and perform. You know, Rotherham, I said earlier, and I still say it, and I believe if somebody finishes above Rotherham, I think they'll go up. Now, as it stands, we're there. And you've got to give credit to Wigan, because they keep chalking out results. They're not blowing teams away, I don't think. You know, they're nicking the 2-1s and the 1-0s, and credit to them. You know, seeing the game through towards the end, they nick it. I think there was a game last week, wasn't there? 93rd minute, they managed to nick a winner. 2-0 down at Cambridge with about 5 minutes to go.
The stats for Wigan's last 10 minutes must be
frightening.
Mad,
but give them credit, they keep going. But we've still got to play them. They've still got. We've got to go there, haven't we?
We've got
played
to go
the
there.
first game of the season here. We've been there in the cup. Yeah, we've beaten twice this season, and Rotherham have got to come here as well. But at the same time, there's a lot of games. They've got 22 games to go yet, still, haven't we? So still a lot of points to play for. 66 points to play for. But yeah, it's a good message. And obviously touching on Bailey Wright as well. He's gone out there. Not his preferred position. You know, tonight I've called it a back three. You know, we do go to a back four as well. Sirkin comes on for me. We went to a back four, but he gets on with it. Lyndon Gooch played 3 positions tonight, just gets on with it, doesn't he?
Yeah.
And that's what it means. You know, you've got lads and they know at this moment in time we're short in positions.
Yep.
And he gets out with it. And Bailey Wright, he looks like he's enjoying himself, because when we're having a lot of the ball, he's got that licence to go forward, and he's put was it the 4th one, I think? I'm losing count. I think it was the 4th one.
For the header. Yeah.
Great ball in for Ross Stewart. You know, Ross is pulled. Can he... little bit of quality, and he just hangs it up there for Ross to get his hat-trick. So credit to Bailey, credit to a lot of the other boys who are being asked to go out there and play in different positions, and they're just getting on with it, and I'm sure they're enjoying their football.
Let's have another one then. Here on Ask Danny from David Price, OBE, nonetheless. The sheer effort that SAFC are showing when they don't have the ball, even though they're 5-0 up. Hats off to Lee Johnson. He's tagged him there. Maybe he'll check it later. What a turnaround. You've got to, let's be honest with you, we're employed by the football club to give SAFC live, but there was some shouts from certain sections of fans during that blip, and maybe Lee Johnson didn't have the minerals to pull this off.
Yeah, calling for him to go.
He massively has, though, hasn't he? And he's never doubted his players either through that spell either, did he?
No.
He never doubted his coaches, he's never doubted his staff, he's never doubted the lads' effort of the training ground. He's seen them every day, isn't he? And he knew that these players would come good. He knew that Alex Pritchard would be one of the players in the division now,
once he was fit. Yeah, he did. And listen, he sees the lads every day, doesn't it? And he knows, taking this job straight away, he knows what pressure's on him to get us promoted. He knows what's asked of him, what's the task at the start of the season, automatics, or worst cases, is playoffs. And then we had a great start, didn't we? 10, 12 games, right up the top of there. And then we had that 4 or 5 games where we dipped, lost, was it 3 or 4 out of 5 games? So, of course, there's always a massive magnifying glass on this club. Results as soon as we lose a game, you know, they question the formation, the personnel, and he knows that, Lee Johnson. So, but once he gets back to the training ground, he's got to work with them players. He's got to try and put it right. You know, there's not too many teams in football who go a whole season without having a blip, and I think just the fact that it was 3 games on the bounce, wasn't it? If you put them over where we are now, 24 games I think we've played, and we've had 5 defeats, I think. So if you spread them out, it doesn't look too bad. It's just the fact that we had them in that little cluster. and all of a sudden we dropped down to 8th, I think it was it maybe 8th or 9th, and then all of a sudden,
because we were playing the cups as well, we dropped away, and then we obviously went out of those cup competitions as well.
Yeah, we lose to
Will
Mansfield in the FA Cup as well.
Probably not.
No, not really. No, it's not priority. We've said it before. It's a bonus. We had a nice little run in the League Cup. You know, trip down to Arsenal. But this is the bread and butter, and this is what we need to get out of this league. Now we've got back on track. We hope we don't have another one of those blips.
Yep.
I'm not saying we're going to go from now till the end of the season without losing games, but if you can afford maybe to lose the odd 1 or 2. But it's how you respond, and can you lose one, don't lose another one then for the next 4, 5, 6, get back on the run like we are doing at this moment in time. But no credit to him. And as well, a lot of the recruitment is players who are unknowns. You know, they're not proven. There's young lads, you say Sirkin, Doyle, Broadhead, Huggins, all these lads we're bringing in. Still some people enjoying themselves behind us having a sing-song. All these lads coming in unknown, big pressure on these boys as well, trying to prove themselves, trying to find the feet in the game, and in front of 30-odd thousand here. So, you know, I've played here when it can get a little bit hostile. It's something you have to live with as a player. You enjoy it when it's going well, don't get me wrong. It's a great place to play football. And at this moment in time, you go and ask these boys coming off the pitch tonight, how did that feel? You know, hairs are up on the back of your neck, great feeling. But he's confident in himself, he's confident in his staff, I think, and he's confident in the squad he's got. Obviously, he doesn't need too many more injuries, and I'm sure he's straight away now, he'll be working with Christian Speakman. The recruitment staff, Stuart Harvey and these other guys. What players are you getting for me? What do I need? What can you get in for me? So let's hope it continues.
Let's have a look at the last one this evening here on #AskDanny from Andrew. Thanks for tuning in. No sitting on the fence, please. All right, then here we go. Are we going up? Thanks for the much improved streaming experience this year. Well, you know, we couldn't do it without the production team here on SAFC Live. It's not down to me and Danny. Are we going up?
Well, I'm not sitting on the fence. I'm sitting on my stool still. Yeah, I'm confident in us. I think the thing I say about us, I don't see anyone better than us in the league. Yeah, we got slapped 5-1 at Rotherham, but I don't think they out-footballed us. Just, balls coming in, conceding goals, similar at Sheffield Wednesday when we went down there. I think when we're at it, when we're on our game, when we're on our passing game, we're more than a match for anyone in the league. Dan Neil, Pritchard, Embleton, these type of players, when they're at it, wrapping balls in through, and then Ross Stewart's on his bike, will cause teams issues. And it's just that consistency. Can we stick at it now between now and the end of the season? Still a long way to go, as we're saying there. So I'm going to back. Of course, I'm going to back us. You know, I'm sat here, working for the club. I'm confident we can do it. Of course, I can. It's just
But as a fan, you think we can do it?
Yeah, of course. I think it's just keeping the players fit. What comes in January, we need a little bit of help. And it's getting, Aidan McGeady, when's he coming back? Getting these other lads in, competition for places, and if these lads are firing, then we're more than any competition for any other team in this league. It's going to be tough. Oxford are on a run. You've got Portsmouth. There's other teams in there who are going to have a little bit of a run as well. But if we can stay the distance, then I'd fancy us. We don't want to go through the playoffs. Of course we don't. So, yeah, I'm confident we can nick one of them automatics this season.
Let's have a look at this one more time as Sunderland end 2021. Top of the pile in EFL League One. Here's the table. Sunderland top on played 24. Goal difference of 21 and 49 points. What a way to go into 2022. So then, thanks for watching Around the World here on SAFC Live. It's been a pleasure to bring you the excellent game we saw here. 5-0, Sunderland have won. They thumped Sheffield Wednesday and go into 2022 as top of EFL League One. Thanks so much for watching this calendar year. Of course, me and Danny will be back. Well, let's have another check of this because the game on Sunday, which would have been the game against Fleetwood, that's been postponed, remember, here at the Stadium of Light. We're then in action on the 8th, but that is carried by Sky over here in the UK, so myself and Danny won't be on SAFC Live. We will be here, though, for the game after that, which is on the 11th, Tuesday the 11th, and that's against Lincoln City. From all the production here on SAFC Live, we'd like to wish you all a Merry Christmas and a very happy and healthy New Year. Sunderland, at top of the league.